In Hosley, my Make-A-Wish trip was to go to Comic-Con. I'm 16 and I have hypoplastic right heart. So my Make-A-Wish trip was amazing. Perfect. Words don't describe how great it was, and that's saying something with my mom being an English teacher. But to understand my story, we gotta start before my wish, 7 days after I was born. That was my first heart surgery. I've had 2 others since I was 2.5, with 3 heart surgeries in total. And other than hundreds of doctor appointments, and comparing that to friends, my heart condition didn't really interfere much with my life. The first time I really noticed it was during middle school, when things in gym class got harder and my abilities got worse, not to mention COVID starting. That was horrible. It was bad for my mental health. That time was the worst for me. Because of my heart condition, I had to stay at home both during summer and the school, and the isolation I felt made me feel horrible. Turns out, not having any social life, being a pretty social person, is pretty bad. So, some people could say that it was my worst part, and it hurts, but not as bad as an appendix bursting. I'll get to that later. So, during COVID, I really saw the negativity of my heart condition, but then once it started to die down and junior high came around, it wasn't that big of a problem to me anymore. In the summer of my 8th grade year, we learned that Make-A-Wish is also for kids with life-threatening illnesses, and that my heart condition made me eligible. At first, I thought to myself, I don't want to take away someone else's wish. But then I reflected on my COVID year and thought to myself, I think I deserve this. So that summer, we met with our wish granters. One of them is over there. And we talked about what I wanted to do, and we decided on Comic-Con. Later that year, it was accepted, and then things started going down. January of this year, my appendix ruptured, which sent me to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. Long story short, the appendix incident caused me to go in and out of the hospital constantly. The doctors finally found out what was wrong with me, and around early June, I learned that I was in heart failure. I knew that my Make-A-Wish trip was coming up in June, and I was really worried and scared about that. And during my time with heart failure, the one thing I was worried about was not getting on my wish. My parents even said, in 42 days, you're getting my kid out of here for his Make-A-Wish to the doctors to keep him working. I was finally let out of the hospital on June 19th, 6 days after my Sweet 16. The 24th of July was my trip, so I was given a few days to get my life back to normal. I knew I was going to be walking a lot in San Diego, so I started going on walks and getting exercise. I got into shape, or at least better shape than I was after the hospital. And I don't think if it wasn't for my Make-A-Wish trip that I'd be in the condition I am now, being healthy. July 24th comes around, and the only thing I wasn't prepared for was getting 2 nights of sleepless sleep before San Diego. But that didn't matter. I was living off the pure adrenaline and energy. Day 1, we got to San Diego, and the weight was lifted off my shoulders. We made it. I wasn't sick, and all the stress was gone. Day 2 was the most packed day, and just filled with most amazing wonders. It was crazy. We first started our day by meeting the other Wish kids and legends like the voice of Mickey Mouse, Yuri Lowenthal, the voice of Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man video game, and Rob Liefeld, the creator of many Marvel characters. And, of course, we met Paul. Paul was amazing. He made sure that we were all treated like royalty, and he really showed us respect. He made sure we all got the swag and into every party. Speaking of parties, that day we got to walk on the red carpet at the Phantoms party. So on the third day was the IGN party. That was my personal favorite because of the really cool DJ and the great music. Day 4 was the X-Men Gala, another amazing party that Paul was able to get us to. And day 5, our family went to San Diego Zoo and a bunch of museums, helped granted by the Make-A-Wish trip. That trip and what Make-A-Wish Wisconsin did for me helped me get through a tough time, and I'm very grateful to them. And I want other people like me to feel the same way I did.